Off and restart. Let's get down to it. Now that you've heard a review of Heroes Charge, let me show you how to efficiently play the game and have the most fun out of it as you can. In Heroes Charge at the beginning, you get thrown into an environment where you learn how to fight the enemies alone. And although the learning curve is really short, to become a master of Heroes Charge takes a little bit of strategy and a little bit of reaction time. There's also some anticipation time depending on what champions you use, so let's get right into it. How do you play Heroes Charge and really get into the higher levels and the better type of battle arenas without spending too much gold or money or whatever you call it? Well, the first thing that you do is you play through the campaign as much as you can until you fail a level. Once you fail a level, you look at your heroes list. There'll be items that you can get and look for on the list, and they'll be able to tell you where to go get those items. Once you update your heroes, they become vastly more powerful. So a little bit of an upgrade might mean that you'll be able to fight the stages that much longer. The second tip that I have for you is, once you get into the game and push past the first 3 chapters, the real meat of the game begins. Because you're kind of an expert at using your characters now, and you're trying to attain new characters because now you've unlocked a way to get new characters. When that happens, I suggest you be a little bit more frugal with your stamina and your life points, and really use it on things that you need the most unless you're progressing throughout the game. The good thing about Heroes Charge is when you do fail at a level, you don't consume all your stamina points. You just consume the 1 for failing the level. So each stamina point regenerates in 6 minutes. Depending on how many you have and depending on your team level, you can actually increase the amount of stamina points you can have per day, and so on and so forth. This allows for a lot of gameplay and a lot of efficiency on the clock type of thing. If you don't like to look into that, the average player will probably have about 90 to 150 points of stamina, and that usually regenerates in about 6 to 10 hours. So every 10 hours that you log on, you get a full set of points, and you could play for another, I would say, good half hour or an hour, depending on what you do with it. I would say that the raid is the most important part of Heroes Charge. Knowing when to abuse the raid and knowing when to use the raid is very, very important. So raiding is actually really important in Heroes Charge, like I said before. Raiding allows you to instantly complete a stage and just look at the drops and EXP that you gain from it. The reason why it's so good is it takes away a lot of the tumultuous grinding from the old school RPGs, but also gives you an element of fresh air when it comes to this type of RPG. Because you can now finish it instantly and have all the gratification of maybe getting your pre-wanted drop from before. However, this does really put a damper on the gameplay, seeing as how they do limit the amount of times that you can play per day with stamina points. Although there are a lot of things that you can do in Heroes Charge, I would say the main focus for you is to improve and level up your heroes. And not being able to do so really puts a damper on your progression of the game. So here are a couple of things that I would suggest to you if you'd like to be a better player at Heroes Charge. Number 1, raid instances are very useful for when you just complete a level and you barely get those 3 stars on that level. Once you get the 3 stars, you're able to go back and raid the level without any problem, so it should be good when you do complete the level and have 3 stars on it. The other thing that you can do is maximize your time and efficiency by doing all the the campaign quests first, and then go and do the other extra things. There are 3 extra things that are unlocked around level 25. Those are the trials, the time trials, and the arena. You can alternate between the three of them without a lot of problems. Many times, to progress in Hero's Charge, you have to win the most arena battles as you can, so you can get the most XP that is presented. With that being said, how is it that you win in the arena sometimes? Arena battles are all dependent on the AI-controlled opponents and situations, so I would recommend that you use champions that have straight, easy to confirm AIs. Stuff like the Lightning Master, which there's nothing that you can do wrong with his AI, because all he really does is deals out a ton of AoE damage anytime he's able to do it. So he's a solid pick for the arena. The other solid pick for the arena is Brute, because Brute's AI is actually a little bit smarter. Brute's AI waits for them to be under 30% before he casts his ultimate, which is essentially an execute. Once he casts it, then he'll be able to be this tanky Brute that he's always been for, the game, and you probably will make more use out of him than not. Other champions that are really good with dealing with AI are stuff like champions that transform right away, that don't have a channeling spell. If you have a champion that has a channeling spell, remember to see if you can. I have tried to do this to see if it works in auto battle, because sometimes you can, instead of casting it automatically, you can wait for Brute's ultimate to come up, and if you know he's going to get knocked out, you can use it right away. Although that's the case in normal battles, I'm not sure if that's the case in the arena, so you might want to check that. Having the ability to control your characters beyond the scope of the AI really improves your game quite a bit. So that's what I recommend doing. That's how you progress in the arena, and that's how you would make the most out of your game in Hero's Charge. That also allows you to be a little bit more in control of what you need to do, especially when it comes to those type of instances. Things that I think that will help you out in your team composition is make sure you have one group healer, which is your premier group healer, the little centaur chick or the Dyrad chick, and you could have a single target healer like the the cleric that dishes out a small amount of damage while keeping the whole team alive. I think the cleric is a really great champion, but I was not able to level him up to a higher level yet. So that is a really big bother. The leveling system is really difficult to level in Hero's Charge, which I think is all the more reason for you to be able to play all day and don't worry about it too much. But as with all games now, they're not looking for you to make that quick $60 that most console games make. They want to make the most money that they can, so they're going to try to make as many champions and as many things limited as available to the free users, and then you really get, this is where you get your pay to win people. Although I feel like Hero's Charge is a little less pay to win and they're going a step in the right direction, when you do get up into the higher levels, it is really pay to win. It's how much money you got and how much time you want to dump into this game. So if you have millions and millions of dollars and a lot of bank account in your pocket, you'd probably be a really strong champion in Hero's Charge. Or if you're a poor gamer like me, you can dump some money into it to support the game, because obviously if you love something, you should support it any way you can. And I dumped some money into it, and I thought that was a really good investment, and I only play up to a certain amount of time where it's efficient. There are times where you can regenerate your stamina using your in-game currency, your gems. I would only use it up to 50 or 100 gems. Once it passes that point, then I don't update it at all. I don't regenerate it at all. Because at that point, you're really paying like about $2 to $3 per 120 stamina, which is not a lot if you get up into high levels. So that's my how to play Heroes Charge and get ahead of the game for you. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please remember to subscribe, like, favor the videos any way you can. And I really appreciate it if you make a donation at Elemental.com. Until next time, keep on being positive and awesome, and remember to have a little fun.